What is up, guys? It's your boy Nick Torius. Back in another video. That's what I'm back in another video. Today I'm gonna be asking the question: Can fat guys get laid? Right? Can you get laid if you're a fat guy, fat nigga? So smash the like button. Comment below what you think. Subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. So as a chubby man, right? A lot of times I'll be thinking like I'll see a girl, I'm like, damn, I'm too fat. I'm too fat to talk to her, right? And I'm thinking, should I talk to her? She probably don't like fat dudes, right? But you gotta understand that it's like what I always say, right? The game is women are less complicated when you understand the game, right? What's the game? Women are pretty flowers that need to be protected, and men are the protectors, right? So you gotta remember that the role of a man is to make sure that she can stay pretty and she can stay flourishing like a flower, right? It's like Beauty and the Beast. Like we're supposed to be bees. It's funny because like Disney kind of brainwashed all of us to be like, oh, we have to be like the beauty. The men have to be the beauty because it's like the beast turns into like the handsome prince, and it's like, oh, Beauty and the Beauty. But it's like, no, that's not how it is. It's like you gotta be the beast. Like Belle fell in love with the beast. You feel me? So you have to be the beast, right? That's why girls love dudes that are on steroids, right? That's why girls love jack dudes. Because the dude is on steroids who has like anger problems and shit, he's gonna beat a nigga's ass, right? As long as you can look like, girls like a dude that looks like he can fight. That's really all it is, right? You can be fat as long as you look like you can fight a nigga, right? Like today I was playing basketball. And while I was playing basketball, I was just looking around at like the dudes playing and shit, whatever. And there was this one dude that I had noticed, and I was like, oh, you know what? He's like the alpha dude of like all these dudes out here. Cause there was a point where I was, right, and it's like you could just tell who's like the dominant dude, right? And while I was there, before all these dudes came, like I was, right, like I was the biggest dude, it's like, and obviously I'm gonna be the dominant one because it's like I'm bigger than everyone else. Like I beat everyone's ass, right? But then dude came, and then he was like, and it's funny because it's like I was like noticing how like the other dudes kind of gravitated towards him, and how they like, this is all just stuff I was noticing, right? I noticed how like dudes was like, he was kind of getting respect from other dudes in a sense, right? Not like, oh yeah, bro, I respect you, bro. It's like other dudes understood his like place as like, I don't know, like they're all just playing basketball, and dudes just like, okay, I know. He's like, I know I'm the shit, right? Like I could just tell, and I was like, okay, that's what it is. And that's pretty much what girls like, right? Like girls, that's why they say, oh, you gotta be alpha, because around other dudes, it's like everyone has a certain amount of hardness and a certain amount of softness, right? And it's like like girls like hard dudes. That's why they like to fuck dicks, right? A dick gets hard, right? My bad. A dick gets hard, right? So it's like when a dick gets hard, that's what she likes. She likes a hard ass dude. Dudes like soft pussies, right? A dude doesn't like a hard pussy. It's like when it's a hard pussy, it's like going around your hard cock, and you're just like, damn, that shit fucking sucks. That's why the pussy needs to be wet. It needs to be lubed. It's because you don't want your fucking hard ass dick pressing on some like hard ass pussy, you feel me? Like some non-wet ass pussy. So that's kind of how you have to be in your demeanor, right? You got to be a hard ass dude. You can't be fucking pussy soft, you feel me? You got to be hard. That's why she's like, oh, like when you're having sex and you go soft, she's like, oh, what's wrong? Is it me? Right? She knows damn well it ain't her. You're just not hard, and it's like, you got to be a hard ass dude, right? You gotta be able to protect your girl. Like you gotta, like if something happens to the girl, because like it's, like dudes. I mean, girls always have their first dad, like their first protector, right? Their first man in their life. Like whenever girls say like, oh, he showed like my dad showed me how a woman is supposed to be treated, right? And it's funny because me growing up, I would always hear girls saying that, right? Like girls are like, oh, the dad is the first man in her life, so he shows her how like a man is supposed to be treated. So like they say like, oh, he got me flowers, he opened the door for me, he was real nice, he was a gentleman. And so you hear girls say that, and that's like what they remember. But that's not what they're really trying to get across, you feel me? It's like kind of like they're like flipping the script and saying some like other shit Because what she really meant is that her dad protected her. Her dad made sure that she was safe. Like girls need to make sure that they're safe. Like girls don't really value safety, right? Like girls value, oh, I need to make sure I'm safe. I need to make sure my kids are safe. Because the thing is, it's like when you have a kid, it's like you, but like outside of you, right? It's like having a kid is hard. Like when they say, oh, having kids is hard, I thought it was because they like to yell and shit a lot. But it's more like keeping them protected, because it's like, you don't, like right now, my mom doesn't know where the fuck I'm at. My dad doesn't know where the fuck I'm at. You know, like, it's like, I'm pretty sure they worry about me sometimes. They'll be like, oh, you know, like, I wonder what my son is doing, right? It's like, they don't know I'm in the fucking, where I'm at. So it's like, they just don't know. It's the same as with kids, right? Like, if the parent leaves the kid, the parent's like, damn, I don't know where my kid's at. Like, imagine, like, you have a babysitter, and it's like, you know, where the fuck is my kid at? Like, if you watch the movie Adventures in Babysitting, it's funny because they're like, oh, you know, the baby's gone. Where's the baby? Like, Jake and Josh is like, the baby's missing. You know? But it's like, my nigga, like, imagine losing your kid. Bruh, like, for a woman, that's a 9-month investment. Bruh, like, and losing your kid, it's like kids are easy. I feel like kids are kind of easy to lose, right? Like, it's like, they just wander off, like, somewhere. It's like, yeah, the baby might, because a child is helpless. A child is like, you know, it's easy to get took. Just like a girl. Girls are like easy to get taken because they're like soft and weak. And that's what they need a dude for, because a dude is harder. A man that stands his ground, right? Men stand their ground. Like, that's what it means to be a man. It means to stand your ground, right? I remember I was sitting with this girl one time, and I remember she pushed me, right? Like, she pushed me, and I pretty much like fell over, right? And it's so funny because it's like, I was a little embarrassed at the time, because like, damn, how could she push me over like that? But then I realized, like, oh, that's what they mean by pushover. Like, that's what they mean by, like, oh, this dude's a pushover, right? And, you know, it's so funny because it made me realize that's what it is, right? That's why, like, when you're soft and you're weak, it's like, if you're easy to push over, like, oh, I just pushed him and he fell. What you got to do is you got to be a dude who they push, and then you don't fall. You just you still stand your ground. You're still in the same spot, like a football player, right? Like that's why football is such like a manly sport. You know, it's so funny because my mom would always be like, oh, I don't want to play football and shit, and everyone would say, you should play football, you should play football. I could have been an NFL player, whatever. But it's because football is all about, like, especially tackle football. The whole point of tackling is so that you can stand your ground as a man. Because it's like, imagine getting tackled by another man. It's like you fall on the floor because you were tackled and you pushed down. You were pushed over. It's like saying, like, oh, this dude's a pushover. You feel me? And the thing is, like, you can't let people push you over, because it's like, people just need one time, right? Like, when you don't have any boundaries, it's like people just need one time to, like, say whatever they want to you. Damn, bro, like, life is so annoying. It's not that it's annoying, it's just like when you realize all this shit, it's just like, I was talking about fat dudes, right, getting laid, but it's honestly, like, that's what it is, right? Because the thing is, all my life, I've been an empath, right? Like, and I never even knew it, because I realized that it's like, just because of my upbringing, like, I've always been, like, up here in my head and shit. And I realized that my body, that's what I was getting pushed over for, because, like, my body was not being occupied by me, right? And I realized, oh, no wonder I'm not occupying my body. So now I'm, like, on this journey of just, like, occupying my body and just, like, not being able to be pushed over, not letting people, like, just talk to me however the fuck they want. And I realized a lot, you know, I attract a lot of haters, right? I'm attracting a lot of haters now. And I realized a lot of things that people, like, it's so funny because it's like, when you're out, when you're doing your thing, and you're like coming up, you're gonna get those haters. And it's funny because, like, sometimes your haters are your, like, friends. It's so weird. It's like, I feel like just men, I feel like that's just a man trait. I feel like it's a trait for men to just hate on you. It's like, what the fuck are you hating on, right? I don't know, man. It's weird. But whatever. Can fat guys get laid? Yeah, it's all about your confidence, right? As long as you stand your ground, you're not able to be pushed over. Because the thing is, it's like, I'm way bigger than the girl, because they would push me over. So it's like, you know, you can't be doing that as a dude. Like, I learned my lesson, right? Obviously, and I realized that, and I'm glad I learned it, because I don't want to be some like weak ass nigga out here. You feel me? But yeah, with that being said, like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. If you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram at Torius, at 6 Interviews. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon and donate. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.